Get in, nerds! We are playing Victoria 3. So I got kind of salty last time about that whole thing that happened with my invasion of Great Britain, but I don't think that's actually that big of a deal. I'm doing better now, is what I'm saying. So I'm gonna stop improving relations with the French for now. That's gonna get me a little bit of influence back, enough to improve relations with Canada, because my power block cohesion is being absolutely torpedoed by really low relations with Canada. Plus 20 primary principal focus group. Primary principal group focus. Multiplier of 2. Oh, because I got maxed out creative legislature? Curious. Anyway, I'm not going to worry too much about that. So on the agenda is we're gonna fix our relations with Canada. Then we're going to regime change Brazil to get them out of their situation over here, and that'll be good to go. And I think we'll also do our war against Peru-Bolivia to break off Quechua. Can I do that? I cannot. Why is there not a Liberate CB for Quechua? Not ideal. Relations are good, so I'm going to need to damage them. So we'll get started with that. I'm not going to expel their diplomats because I've got enough infamy as it is. I need to get that down. Other Canada stuff. I'm going to reduce subject payments. Canada's economy is quite large, but again, like, subject payments doesn't help me. Can I do knowledge sharing? I cannot, because I don't have the influence. Alright, well, maybe we'll do that at some point. And that puts their, well, let's go ahead and unpause. Belgium's improving relations. Cold relations and infamy. Cold relations is going to be solved pretty soon. Hey, there's open hearth process. Wonderful. So that's going to get us scads of steel. It's actually going to make them much less profitable, but that's okay. Because we're going to have the steel to support a lot more construction. In fact, our finances are a lot better as a result of that. So, how upsteel are we actually? No, we're not overproducing steel at this time. All right, so that was good. That was a real financial shot in the arm. I need some more glassworks. I need some more opium. Pop consumption. Who's smoking all this dope? Hey, tell me who's smoking all this dope. Oh boy, that's useful. Because I think, I'm not trying to be a weirdo about it or anything, but I think it's the Canadians. Because I don't think opium consumption was very high before this time. What's standard of living in Canada? No, standard of living's not super duper high. Curious. Yes, and we're building leverage in Canada, which is good. So, once relations are a little better and infamy is a little lower, both of those are going to happen within the next, like, year and a half. That's going to turn that cold relations into 1, plus 0.1 for, not, like, unfriendly or whatever it is, and 0.1 for infamy once I'm below infamy 50. So that's going to reduce their increase to 12 per week. So in order to deal with that, I need to build stuff in Canada. Working on my power plants. Let's go ahead and flip the urban centers that have power over to electric streetlights. Yep, we will continue to do that. A donation of knowledge. Wonderful. Theodore Roosevelt has offered to spend some of their personal wealth to fund the creation of a university in Delaware, though this will likely give the industrialists some influence. The Theodore Roosevelt University will be a proud bastion of learning in these times of rapid progress, where knowledge truly is power. A wonderful idea. Can you get a free university? Heck yes. Theodore Roosevelt, where are you? What are you doing? You are a reformer, a beloved reformer, aligned with the industrialists, and you're 27. Celebrity commander. Oh, that's fun. I should make him a general. He's pretty alright. He's pretty alright, actually. I can't give him a command. Well, that's a shame. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with this. So, from here, a foreign manifesto. Which of our many movements is this about? The recently translated works of Louis Sharif have been Paraguayan, a Catholic Paraguayan radical intelligentsia guy. Louis Sharif? Not sure how I should pronounce that. The recently translated works of Louis Sharif have become popular within the labor movement. The relationship is developed to the point of Louis Sharif openly endorsing the movement. And for a whole large class, there is no other road, especially for a nation so eminently practical as the American. The great thing is to get the working class to move as a class, that once obtained, they will soon find the right direction, and all who resist will be left out in the cold with small sects of their own. Once again, we can increase the size of the movement by 10% for 5 years, or increase the radicalism of the movement, but weaken it by 50%. I'm going to go with the second one. Labor movement is not active at this time, so I'm not really concerned about it. We do have a feminist movement. Are you about anything? No. So we got a new mandate available. But we are full up on mandates. Cohesion is going down. This is a tough situation. Action and reaction. As the news escapes St. Petersburg of yet another violent crackdown on the Russian labor movement, outraged members of the trade unions have taken to the streets of Washington, marching under the banner of the Anti-Russian League. In the imagination of the American labor movement, Russia had long loomed as a bastion of reaction, but something felt different about this particular incident. Perhaps the violence exhibited by the St. Petersburg constabulary had been especially brutal this time. Perhaps it was just the straw that broke the camel's back. In any case, as the American workers unfurled their banners and marched down towards the ambassadorial quarter, their cries for the overthrow of Tsar Alexander Romanov reverberated through the city as they never had done before. As long as their anger is focused abroad, trade unions join the Anti-Russian League, or temper their rage with diplomatic action. Trade unions happier, deteriorates relations with Russia by 10. I'm going to do it with the second one. I don't really want an anti-Russian league at this point. I don't think having an anti-Russian league is very useful to me. Hilario Berrio has been exiled from Colombia. So, at this point, I think another increase in the size of our construction sector is in order, because we got a lot more steel to play with. So let's bring it up to 80. That's going to be 16 levels. So let me see. We've built up a good set. So we'll build up more in the west. That's 8. And then we need another 8. Oh, Wisconsin is short on infrastructure. That's not ideal. Do 2 in Tennessee. 4 in Texas. 2 in Kansas. I need to increase railways in Wisconsin. Come back here, Icon. So first we'll do all these construction sectors. That was dumb. I should have done the railways first, but that's okay. So those construction sectors will build fast. We are experiencing some shortages in market access in Canada as well. Interesting. So we'll build some railways there. It is a good idea to get our... Yes, we do have... Well, someone is already building railways here, so that's not urgent. That's already being worked on. Is that our public sector that's working on that? Or is our private sector? No, it's theirs. That's okay, though. Rubber in Oaxaca, very nice. So, does Canada have power plants? Is a good question. Doesn't look like it. Let's electrify the country. Gosh, devastation is truly large in Ontario, which I guess makes sense on account of the war, but still. And I actually may go ahead and prioritize Canadian electrification over American just because I need, beautiful. Just because I need the influence over their economy. So we'll build those next. Those are actually very close to being in the process of getting built right now, so that's very good. And that'll give us some additional economic influence. However, we are a little short of bureaucracy, and I can't let that pop off too hard. Anywhere we're short on bureaucratic capacity. Doesn't look like it. So let's build up... I built a bunch in California. I'll continue to build up Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is where my skyscraper is. We'll build 10 levels there. How's market access? Market access here is rock solid. I don't need to worry about that at all, timing-wise. So, we'll throw all these at the top. We'll leave the construction sectors and the railways at the top. Not that it actually changes anything. Whew, and then we'll try and relax a little bit. Because I'm building so much stuff. Yeah, this debuff to power block cohesion is really making things difficult. On the plus side, I may have some it's possible that some non-members will fall out of... that some non-protectorates of mine will fall out of the Pact. I need to make sure Brazil sticks around. It seems like they'll be fine, but we'll see. I say they'll be fine, as though it's a problem for them if they fall out of my power block. I'm going to need a 25% increase in glass output, but how much of an increase in porcelain output do I need? Not much of one at all. Oh, City of Plenty. The most prominent members of Pennsylvania high society have been seen organizing lavish parties in the new and lavish, luxurious parties in the new and lavish urban buildings. Marble walls, shimmering stone. The noise of people coming and going brings the city back to life when we didn't even know it was dead. Tall buildings cover the sunset, kids play with bricks, smoke blends with the clouds, and a distant bell announces the next train. Progress is coming. Once again, I can say let them celebrate for 10% extra loyalists, or the party will never end for 25%. Betting I can keep the standard of living high for the upper stratum. So let's take a quick look at the standards of living. Standard of living for the upper stratum is very high. It's more than double its current minimum expected. I will absolutely go with the second option. The party will never end. Alright. Interestingly, we are actually still increasing the number of power plants we have in the USA at the same time as we build up the Canadian ones because our construction capacity is so very high. Empty pockets. A series of perceived poor decisions by the UN national movement has led to a notable decrease in its ability to raise money. Numerous wealthy sympathizers have quietly halted their support for the movement in its current form. We don't wish to appear partisan. Always the same refrain. The organizer paced back and forth in his tiny office, fist clenched until it felt as if his knuckles were about to burst through his skin. Occasionally he stole a glance at the unopened envelopes on the desk, all of which he knew would repeat a variation of the same. Partisan. What did it mean? That they cared for something? That they'd chosen to do something beyond count the money in their vaults? He had something important to do. Something which would improve society itself. They had a chance to do the same. In that light, how could partisanship possibly be bad? So, not particularly interested in increasing the strength of the UN national movement. Well, pluralism is nice. They just like multiculturalism. That's fine. Perhaps we'll find alternative sources of funds. 2% of pops in DC become more loyal. UN national movement reduced in size by 10%. Or everything dies in the end, some faster than others. Reduce pop attraction by 30%. I'm going to do the first one. I'll get some extra loyalists out of it. I don't see a particular need to decrease the size of the movement. So hopefully building up these power plants in Canada will increase my leverage over the country, which will in turn increase the size of, increase their rate, reduce their rate of increase of liberty desire, which is still pretty high. Although it's going down as their entanglement with my economy goes up. Obviously, part of this is being modulated by the baseline high liberty desire. I do have a little bit more influence at this stage available. I could go ahead and offer knowledge sharing. I am going to... They don't really need it, though. That's the thing. I'm not gonna do that. Not right now. Infamy is still reasonably high, which I don't love. We are getting there. I think I'm going to do my glass expansion prior to increasing... So let me see, what did I say? I need 25% increase in glass. Let's put 8 levels in New York. And... Let's see, we'll put a couple more levels in Ohio. A couple more levels in Massachusetts. 9 levels in Missouri. And that should be just fine. I think I'm going to swap Missouri over to... Nope, it'll still make them less profitable. Bananas. Absolutely bananas. That's really more of an increase than we need, but I just want to make sure. So, let me see. Let's do another block of power block statues, and then we'll do the glassworks. And that'll be just fine. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. General European War happening. So, what is going on over here? Wow! I've got a lot of loyalists. This happened kind of slowly over time, but we got a really solid block of loyalists happening. We also have a righteous government, which I'm also feeling pretty jazzed about. We've fallen down to less than 100 legitimacy, though, because of the lobbyists. How much longer is this going to happen? 17 months. Because that is driving down my base cohesion of my power block. So, what is this diplomatic play about? The French want the Yoruba states. They want to steal Portugal and Siam. No, they want to steal Portugal. They want to liberate Siam and Champasak and Fouta-Jalon. Meanwhile, the British want to humiliate the French. They want to liberate Tahiti. They want to liberate Brittany. They want to break off Brittany. And then they want to liberate Corsica. The Ottomans want... it's a liberate CB. It's not a... Interesting. So the Ottomans and Japan are aligned with Britain. And sundry minor powers... are aligned with France. Japan is aligned with France and Spain as well. Sundry minor powers, French East Africa, French Nigeria, and Tahiti. And then Britain has got the Ottomans, Siam, Champasak, Fouta-Jalon, Oyo, and Portugal. Interesting. I only have the ability to support Britain, which I absolutely do not want to do. I cannot support the French on account of I have a truce with Britain. So, I'm not going to get involved. And I know, I'm sorry if it seems like I participated in, I went into that under false pretenses, as though I was going to actually get involved and then super didn't. But, you know, it is what it is. This is lobby. Oh, a trade opportunity with Egypt. Are you involved? Oh, you're part of this war. Wait, hold on. Egypt, what? You're in a separate diplomatic play with Great Britain. Interesting. Alright, I'm going to ignore this diplomatic play in Jabal Shamar. I don't think it matters to me. Yeah, Britain's going to make Egypt a protectorate. Britain, you are just getting infamy out the wazoo. I say, as they're only 3 points of infamy more infamous than I am. But, you know, I'm being reasonable about my infamy. I'm not going buck wild. I'm not going absolutely buck wild. I'm just, you know, chilling. Yukon Territory has got pretty garbage construction efficiency. Germany sides with Uruguay against a proletarian revolt. That's fine with me. Germany intervening in Uruguay does not create a problem for me. That's for sure. Canada's liberty desire is still increasing, but in a little while it will be down to the single digits. Urgh. This is pretty tough. But again, hopefully my building up their power, their electrical infrastructure will increase their dependency on me. Can we go to electric for all of our urban centers? Not quite. Where can't we? Where do we not have electrification? Alaska. Guyana. West Indies. I'm holding West Indies. Oh, yeah, I am holding a chunk of the West Indies. Alright. Well, that's fine. Alright, so we'll build... Well, Guyana actually has a power plant. Alaska does not. Throw those in at the top there. One day this number is going to go up from the number of power block statues I'm building. Why is there not a line item for power block statues? Curious. Do power block statues not give me authority in the current build? Am I just wrong about that? Is that what happened here? Hey, threshing machines. Wonderful. I haven't experienced an overage of labor anywhere yet, but... Where's my power block statues? Am I experiencing a big dumb here? I'm gonna go to rotary valve engine for my arms industries, just to make it easier for them to... No, that's dumb. I've made them super unprofitable. Hideously so, in fact. That was silly. Where's my power block statues? Filters. Development? Here we go. No, they give me prestige and influence, not authority. Okay, I had that wrong. Okay, but they are, you know, getting prestige is good. Ooh, Britain's prestige continues to go up. Ooh, got rubber in Puerto Rico. That's nice. Excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. And finally, we are below 50 infamy. So, how's Canada's liberty desire? It's still increasing. They're not nearly so economically dependent on me as I would like. So let's develop some of their resources. Let's see, they've got some iron mines I can build up. A little bit of textile mills and explosives factories here in Quebec. Some fishing wharves. Yeah, that should be good. Now, Ontario, some good tooling, some paper mills. Let's see, sulfur mines are not profitable, but they've got oil, which I'm definitely going to need more of as time goes by. So we'll build up some of that. A little bit of tobacco production, that's nice. Yeah, that should be enough for there. And then we'll do some in BC as well. Let me see. Ooh, we got a lot of coal mines in BC. A lot of fishing wharves. We got gold mines. I absolutely need to build up gold mines. And some productive paper mills as well. So I'll throw those in at the top behind the glassworks. So we'll build a few more power block statues, and then we'll build up Canada a little bit more. So we got a few more power plants building. We got a bunch of power block statues under construction right now, and then it's the glassworks for after that. That's going to improve our financial situation significantly. Let's see if I can export any more porcelain, because that's going to be holding down the productivity of my glassworks. We'll sell some to Mexico, a little bit to Burma, a little bit to China, some to Peru-Bolivia, and some to French. That's nice. That'll help that a little bit. Let me see. What else? Still working on getting relations with Peru-Bolivia down low enough that we can that we can go after them about the other stuff that we want to go after them about. If worst comes to worst, I'll just take the infamy and protectorate them. I don't wish to do that, but it kind of is what it is at this stage. I want to get what I can done. Oh, that's going to delay my invasion of Mexico forever, though. But I don't want to just break off those states. Well, I can't even see how much infamy it's going to be to break off the Quechua states until I've got low enough relations to actually start a diplomatic play. So, we'll see. So which states are we talking about? Arequipa is more than 50% Quechua. La Paz is almost 50% Quechua. That's their capital, though. Damn. Aymara is indigenous American heritage, indigenous South American, so that's also Quechua. Wow. Peru-Bolivia is... Wait, hold on a minute. Peru-Bolivia is South Andean, so they are not currently... So, okay, so a bunch of these people are living as discriminated pops in their own country, and it's not close. Let me see. Lima is actually only 47% Quechua, but Cajamarca is 78% Quechua. So we're definitely going to take Cajamarca, Lima, Ica, and Arequipa. Now, I see, and then there's a separate Aymara nation over in this area, or an area that could be an Aymara nation. Oh, that's difficult, because I don't want to break Peru-Bolivia down too much, because I do want them to be a functioning member of my power block when the time comes for them to join my power block once they're subjugated. So it's kind of an awkward situation here. But yeah, I think we're gonna do this block of these 4 states as our Quechua state, and we'll go from there. We'll see what options look like. Relations with Canada are almost up to something resembling normalcy. They haven't hit... Oh, obligation owed to us by France. You know what? Relations are currently poor. They're at -20. Oh, that's not ideal. If I dissolve this obligation now... Oh, but I actually do have the influence to continue improving relations with them. That's right, because my influence went up on account of my becoming less infamous. So, if I can get up to, like, -9, I'll absolve the obligation, and that will make them even happier towards me. Having relations at above 20 means they can't start a diplomatic play against me, so that's kind of the ideal. Radical Revolt and Mahra can't be bothered with that situation. I'm managing my power block here. Oil in Montana, very nice. And again, these power block statues, like, they seem like a pointless vanity project by a president who's totally out of touch with the needs of the American people. But actually, they're increasing my influence, which is reducing my infamy. See, everyone's seeing these statues and going, oh, they must be cool guys, actually. The United States, they're cool guys. A warmonger would never have a huge statue like that. Never. There's no way. There's no way they would be able to make some kind of huge statue. Like, where's my power block statues? Here it is. Oh, Franco-Provençal mass immigration. Wonderful. There's a power block statue in Wilmington there. And there's our big skyscraper in Philly. See, we got everything's great. Everything's great over here. Let me see if I can find the one in New York. Yeah, there it is. Look at that big old thing. Not quite as big as the Statue of Liberty, but it's still pretty large. The Great Molasses Flood, a storage tank full to the brim with molasses intended for rum distillation, has burst, flooding the streets of Richmond's commercial center, killing dozens and injuring hundreds of bystanders. The molasses, waist deep, covered the streets and swirled and bubbled about the wreckage. Here and there a struggle to form. Whether it was an animal or a human being was impossible to tell. Only an upheaval, a thrashing about in the sticky mass, showed where any life was. Close the distilleries while the wreckage gets cleared. Minus 50% food industry's throughput. Or one tragedy must not stop progress, radicalizes engineers, machinists, clerks, and shopkeepers. In Virginia. How big is Virginia's food industry? It's level 1. Close the distilleries. That's hardly even impacting the economy. TBH. That's not even a real impact to the economy. TBH. Legislation imposed on Colombia refused. Colombia has refused our demand that they enact universal suffrage. The ambassador returns, bearing the news of the rejection. They chose pride over progress, he reports. The silence that follows lies heavy in the council chamber. How ought we to react to such insubordination? Their liberty desire is pretty high. All that independence support they're getting. But also from our infamy. Relations are neutral. Let's go ahead and improve that. Let's keep relations with our subject states good for the moment. IT wants greater autonomy. No. Who's having a revolution? Jamaica is having an uprising in the Bahamas. Yeah, I'll be able to deal with that. That's not going to be a problem. We'll just mobilize the Army of Observation. We'll deal with that. We'll deal with that when the time comes. Secession. Gosh darn it. Stupid situation. Why is everything always a situation? I can't believe this. I can't believe you've done this. Britain is continuing to colonize into Africa. They're actually taking their sweet time about it, really. Kind of a curious affair over there. Obviously, Liberty Desire is going to be high on account of my infamy for a while now. And it's going to do the same thing when I take my protectorate over Mexico. But it just kind of is what it is at this stage. So, we are starting to... We're closing in... Yes, we've started to build up our iron mines in Quebec. And as we finish out our other power block statues and our glassworks projects, we're going to be building more and more in Quebec. And hopefully, that's going to be increasing the size of our... the amount of entangled their economy is with ours. I don't think we're going to be able to stop them from getting over that line, but we're going to do our best. Actually, if we can get to, depending on how long it takes for us to be out of poor relations, because that will be pretty soon, if I can get them just a little bit more entangled, we'll be good to go. Because reducing that increase by 10 is going to be... Because the change rate scaling difference from High Liberty Desire is actually not that high. So reducing the increase by 10 from going from poor relations to neutral relations is actually going to be fine. But what's probably going to happen is they're going to get into High Liberty Desire before we are able to get there, and they're going to ask for increased autonomy. And the thing about that is, I'm going to say no, and that's going to give them an immediate increase of Liberty Desire by like 20 points. So that's probably how that's going to go down. Let's go ahead and invade the Bahamas to deal with this secession situation. And then we'll go back to Canada. And the line item from economic dependence is not actually that high. It's going to be getting higher as these mines and other industries get built in Canada. But we're not going to get our first round of that for another few weeks, really. Ottoman Empire sided with Bahrain about something. There's the end of that war. I'm going to ignore this. I don't have any problem with the Ottoman Empire doing its thing. Oh, we got there. We got there. Excellent. Yeah, we got relations down to 20. It still says poor, but American Navy repaired. That's curious. I wonder why that came up. But it should be... There we go. Alright, so they're still getting 0.01 per turn, but the change rate scaling from High Liberty Desire is down to nearly gone. But from here, increasing the entanglement of our economies should be the entire ball game. I'm actually going to build up more railways in each of the states where I built up a bunch of industry just to make sure I don't completely overrun Canada's infrastructural capacity. I'm going to throw those in at the top. And there's the telephone. Excellent. Maximum number of declared interests. That's funny. That's very funny. So from here... Oh my gosh, they're really close. It's a struggle. It's a struggle for power. Oh man, I'm way over time for this episode, aren't I? I'm not that far over, but I keep not unpausing and ending the episode. Well, we'll wait till these power block statues finish out, and then we'll see, because we're still kind of neck and neck in here. Because if they can get over that line, they're going to ask for more autonomy, and that's going to bump them up. With that having been said, I still only have them at entangled. Gosh, we're in August now. I'm gonna put an end to the episode right now. I can't just keep going willy-nilly here because I don't have the time. But yeah, it's been an interesting and productive episode. We'll get to the point of being able to reduce Colombia's autonomy when the time comes. For now, though, we're holding the ship of state steady as she goes. That is all we've got the time for today, my nerds. I have had fun. I hope you all have had fun, and I will see you on the other side.